as we get started, I'd love to hear for you to just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about CloudFree and explain what your company does.
Sure, no problem. Thanks for having me, Cody. I'm Kenny Steer, founded CloudFree back in 2020. The goal is, especially then, the problem was that most home automation devices that you could buy from a big box store, connected to some app, run by the company, manufacture the device, that required their servers to be functional in order to use the plug that's smart plug that might be sitting right next to your chair. So the idea was to create products that focused on working completely locally without requiring that external dependency of the cloud server and a login and all that stuff. So that's how CloudFree started. I started it while I was up at Purdue in my apartment loft. I had an order of plugs made up with the Tasmota firmware, which allowed them to work in that way. And it's been growing ever since.
Couple of questions. So, as it relates to your business, where were you able to clearly connect advertising spend to sales? So, where were you able to clearly connect advertising spend to sales and get your first customers in the door?
Sure, yeah. So it worked out nicely when we first started. Once I had the batch of plugs in, there was an online community. It was called the Self-Hosted Podcast, and their whole mindset was to, run your services locally and own your data. So this was a like-minded community that I was able to share my idea with, and the host of the podcast essentially said, "Let's set up a affiliate deal." So they ran ads for the CloudFree Smart Plug 1 on the Self-Hosted Podcast. Used a coupon code, gave them a little kickback, and that helped us take off right from the start.
Yeah, and then that's always the toughest part: getting your first sales and getting people to know you, and just kind of sort of steamrolling from there and building piece by piece. So that's cool. So understanding your journey, getting the product sort of up and going from when you were a student, getting the website built. As you mentioned, you self-built your first website. And what led you to begin working with ModeEffect?
Yeah, so 2025, I think it was, just frustrations with WordPress more than anything else. I'd been self-hosting for 4 or 5 years at that point, my site. And you'd have occasional blips. The database, MariaDB would crash, would go down, PHP would crash. And I'd go in and try to reconfigure the settings to make them more stable. But ultimately, it's a lot to handle. So I found ModeEffect online, and my biggest goal was to, clean up the site, make it more customer friendly, a better design, which design's not exactly my forte. So that was good. And speed. Definitely wanted the website to be more stable, more reliable, and faster.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to spend a little bit more time unpacking this. Couple of follow-up questions here. What were you looking for in an e-commerce partner to work with CloudFree?
Sure. My biggest goal was someone who would understand where we're coming from, understand our business, and ultimately help us to reach new customers and get our site to a place where we can be proud of it.
And why, in choosing ModeEffect, or rather, why choose somebody who's just not a traditional development agency? What was the key expertise you were looking for in hiring a new agency that's just your typical website development company?
Sure, yeah. I needed someone who was experienced in the e-commerce space. I didn't want to just find somebody locally who could tinker around probably about what I was doing already. I needed the next level. to be able to really make happen what I had envisioned.
Gotcha. Yeah. And so, we have the privilege of working with you both on the technical development side and also on the marketing side. So what gave you the confidence that Motifect could support both the technical and marketing sides of your business?
Right from the start, in our first few meetings, it was definitely very clear that you guys were really experienced in the e-commerce space, had a marketing team who knew how to run ads and emails, and really it was a whole package. Ties everything together to really boost the business's performance.
Okay. And what were your initial goals in working with a new company?
I really wanted a partner, right? I mean, I could hire a dev agency or Fiverr or whatnot, a freelancer, and fix little things here and there, and maybe tweak the site when I saw projects arise. But it's really been helpful to have Motifect by our side, working with us, keeping an eye on the site, things that might need changed or adjusted to boost SEO or reach new customers, or improve the site. And that's been really helpful.
How do you think that relates to e-commerce revenue? As we mentioned before, yeah, it's a different ballgame when you're growing a company from start and getting your first revenue into really accelerating things both on the search side and getting more visibility, and then also optimizing your website to be able to capture that traffic and get more revenue on the website side. So maybe expound on how that partnership all relates to e-commerce revenue, or helping your organic visibility, or just maybe go a little bit more into detail here as it relates to all of that.
Sure, yeah. So as far as site performance and site visibility, Motifect's been great in improving the SEO with managing page product descriptions, speeding up the site, improves performance in rankings. That's helped increase business for sure. Even more than that, though, advertising has been huge.
Mm-hmm.
Leveraging Google's ad platform with the help of Motifect has been really, really big in growing the business. Sales have increased dramatically since we started leveraging Google Ads with you guys.
Great. And were you using Google Ads on your own or with a partner previous to working with us?
We dabbled a little bit here and there, but not seriously. The shopping platform, Google Shopping, has been biggest part of that, I think. Getting our products from our site listed right there at the top where the users are looking for them has been great.
It's amazing how many small businesses don't take advantage of that.
I don't know why I didn't think about it sooner. It's one of those things that you would think would be obvious. I use the internet constantly, and I knew those listings were there, but just never thought to utilize them.
And, like I said before, I mean, there comes a point in all of our business life as an owner or a manager, you got to delegate this stuff. I mean, because you and I are limited. Like there's so many things that I could probably do so easier on my own, but I have to delegate those because there's only so much time in a day, and my time is valuable. So I really can't have my hand in everything to be able to get us from this point to where we need to go. So I imagine it's pretty much the same for you. So that's good to hear. I mean, and also Google ads are a fabulous way to waste so much time and money. If you don't know what you're doing, man, they'll keep charging your card no matter how little you know and how much mistakes you make. So that's an expensive lesson to learn for sure on your own.
Oh yeah, they're constantly wanting to double the budget, triple the budget, and
Right.
It's nice to have an experienced advertising partner on our side that's like, hang on, just a little bit at a time here. We'll get there.
One of the most earliest priorities was improving CloudFree's analytics and e-commerce measurement. What visibility did you have before the new tracking was implemented on GA4 and on the website?
Sure. So before we implemented that, we were running Matomo, which is a open source analytics platform that I'd hosted myself alongside the site, which provided a fair bit of visibility. I mean, I had page views, quite a bit the same data that Google Analytics can provide. The big key in implementing GA4 was definitely the ads. Without GA4, there was no good way to see how the ads were performing, to really measure, if our ad money spent is worthwhile. So that's been really helpful.
Great. So I would say, did you trust the revenue and conversion data you were seeing in there? And how did that improve going into GA4?
Yeah, so the order data was all captured there. It'd have the order number and everything in Matomo. Google Ads also captures that same data, but provides a little better insight into the referral side of things, so we can better track where that traffic came from, which is really important when I'm looking to see, what moves we should make to capture new parts of the market.
And were there important questions the existing reports couldn't answer for you?
They definitely couldn't answer how well our ads were doing. That's completely lost on Matomo. And even running them side by side, like we did for a while, made it clear there was quite a few discrepancies in how that data was being displayed or collected. Especially bot traffic has really kicked up with AI, and Google has done a great job at keeping the bot traffic uncounted from the analytics so as not to muddy up the numbers.
Gotcha. How has the move from Matomo to GA4 changed the way your team evaluates the website or the business's performance online?
I think I'd go back to referrals. Without knowing where your traffic is coming from, you really don't know much at all. That's huge in e-commerce. And with that blind spot, you're walking around blind trying to run a business, and it just doesn't work.
It's amazing to me, again, being in e-commerce all these years, and either businesses that don't yet have analytics set up or properly set up and data is goofy in there. It's just so crazy to me. Like you said, the blind spots that you can have, it's like almost akin to having your accounting not set up or your bank balance is not set up and not knowing where your money is going each month. It's so crazy. So yeah. And that's great to be a part of that transition for you, as far as making sure that you have way more visibility and accountability for every dollar spent with all your ads and seeing that translate to sales and more traffic on your site. So that's cool. So anyway, how important has reliable measurement been to CloudFree's ability to scale?
Having those numbers, those statistics, has helped us kind of envision where we might be in the next, 3 to 6 months. Data really helps us get a better idea of where the traffic's coming from, whether it's changes in the traffic, whether it's decreased or increased. And I think it really helps us see where we might be in 6 months to a year as far as growth goes.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear. So Google Ads has become a major revenue driver for CloudFree. What has changed in the way that paid acquisition is managed? How has your campaign strategy improved using this setup with Google Ads and GA4?
How has it improved the campaign?
How has the campaign strategy improved for you all, having this kind of set up with the ads and the visibility you have with GA4 now?
Like I mentioned previously, Google Shopping has been massive. So being able to track those orders coming through in GA4, see, where the traffic is coming from, and even though we're paying for it, for the ads, they are paying for themselves. We're not losing money, burning money on Google Ads, and we can see that with the GA4 data.
Awesome. Has targeting become more focused for you all?
Unless Google is managing that on their own, I don't know that we've changed our targeting strategy too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
That's okay. I have a bunch of things to dig in here. And it's always best to have, so it's double-edged sword here, right? So I like to have whoever was working with you be a part of this because they could drive the conversation a lot better. But it's sort of good for me having you and I having not worked together sort of a day in and day out. I popped in and out in some of our conversations. I kind of like this fresher take because there's sort of like a third party bias almost, or sorry, a third party sort of impartiality. You can be kind of free to say whatever you want. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
honestly, I appreciate everything you're saying here, that it's positive on our end, but if there was something that you were sort of felt free to say that was critical, that'd also be equally as helpful here too. So I'm probably not going to put it in the published case study on our website, but
Sure.
I would take that compliment, or rather that criticism, to heart, because we're far from perfect and we always want to improve here. All right. So I have one more follow-up question here. What role has Performance Max played for you all?
Yeah, the PMAX campaign has been helpful in driving sales, being able to focus our ad money where it's most helpful,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to show our ads across a variety of different platforms on Google to capture more traffic.
Cool. And how would you describe the results CloudFree is now seeing from Google Ads? I know you've been talking about that. Is there anything else you want to share in addition to that?
I don't know if there's anything additional. It's been really incredible, the growth that we've seen in sales since we've been able to utilize Google Ads.
Gotcha. Okay. So what does achieving that level of advertising efficiency allow CloudFree to do that you didn't do previously? I mean, like I said, we've talked about this journey where you started as a student in Purdue, you got your first products up and going, first launched on a podcast and had an affiliate deal. Now you've transcended beyond just a startup and now you're starting to scale somewhat. So since this advertising model is in place and there's a lot more efficiency, what does this allow you to do as a business that you didn't have the ability to do previously?
Frankly, before this, we were afraid to advertise at all. We dabbled here and there to, we're going to run a sale. Let's run some ads. They never really performed because I was trying to run them myself and I didn't know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was basically burning money. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, it's helped not only capture the sales, but also use our money more efficiently when we could see how the ads are performing.
Let's move on to some of your growth. As I understand it, June was a record month for you all. So from your perspective, what would you say contributed to that growth?
Yeah. So, being positioned well online is obviously helpful. A site that's running smoothly, that looks professional, advertisements capturing more traffic here and there. It was also helpful that we had stock and some competitors didn't. So some referral traffic drove a lot of sales toward us because others were out of stock, which helped out a lot. But yeah, it was a huge month. Absolutely huge.
Awesome. How does that referral traffic work? Like, did it go back to the Google shopping or back to users going back to Google and trying to find you? Or do you actually have people that were directing customers or users onto your site directly?
Sure. So it's a little bit of both. We're an official Home Assistant distributor, so we sell the Home Assistant products that they offer. And so they have a list on their website of the distributors. And so the users clicked on other stores that didn't have stock, and then maybe afterwards came to us and became a CloudFree customer. And the same
Awesome.
goes with Google, right? So if Amazon or a different competitor ran out of stock that was on Google Shopping, at that point, we were able to capture the sale and make new CloudFree customers because we were in that position.
Hmm. That's great. And from your vantage point, what would you say is the likelihood of these people who found you in the month of June sticking around and becoming a CloudFree supporter, buying a second or third product or something else that would indicate that they're rolling with you now over another competitor?
Sure. I certainly hope that the customer experience we provide lends them to come back and do business with us again. We're really serious about our shipping times, getting things out quickly and to the customer at a reasonable rate quickly, and providing good customer support. On top of that, many of them may have signed up for our email list, and so it's always good to keep them in the loop, thanks to the work that you guys have done to set that up.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a privilege to be a part of it, honestly. And your business story is exciting to me. Just hearing it, I didn't catch that beginning part of how you first started and those humble beginnings, as we all have. So, what's exciting to me is just your business sort of having this momentum building up to the point where you finally can be in a position to take advantage of this growth and see a month like you had in June. I'm seeing here you had a 44% month over month net sales growth. Is that number accurate?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Wow.
was very, very busy here in the warehouse.
Wow. I was going to say there's almost a little bit of an apology, man, like with giving you guys a little too much work to do with order fulfillment. So
Oh, no, not at all.
don't want to be obtuse to that. I mean, you don't apologize for growth, but there is a sort of a like, gosh, man, we gotta find more people to hire and all this fun stuff. So I guess those are good problems to have always.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is really astounding. I mean, just seeing the 44% month over month net sales growth and 43% month over month order growth. So this is fantastic. As a follow up question for those numbers, understanding like this is probably a standout month, man, and a summer month too. Like this is wild. So two questions related to this. Is summer typically or specifically the month of June a high sales month for you all?
Not ordinarily, no. Um, Typically, it's November, December, January that stays really, really busy. So it was definitely out of the ordinary.
Okay. And then do you have a specific goal for seeing that increase in sales and orders, what you would want to sort of maintain with the business going forward? Does that question kind of make sense?
Yeah. Probably should have a specific goal, but I can't say that I have a number in mind.
That's okay. I know it's like you can't expect this to be like automatic now. It's like, oh, we're going to have this much numbers each month. I mean, I wish that were the case always. Or thinking that you're going to have, oh man, next month is going to be just the same. We're going to blow the doors off 50% growth. I mean, I wish that were true and would love to do that for you. I'd love to do that for all of our customers. But, the reality is you're looking at it and you're going, man, can I just maintain this much of a lift per month? So, good questions to think about. And for myself as well, like as a business owner, when you have sort of a boom or an unexpected uptick in growth, it's hard to just double click on that and optimize that or build a plan for that. So I could appreciate that answer. It's like just more food for thought to see how you can sustain some of that or how you can have some growth. So I'm sure these are questions we're having behind the scenes with you. So
Yeah.
happy to drive that forward. So beyond these numbers themselves, what did reaching this level of sales mean for CloudFree as a business? Like, I think I kind of pressed on that earlier, but maintaining a level of scale to where you are now, what does it mean for your business and what are you freed up to do as far as, getting with product innovation or thinking, into the future as far as your business growth overall?
Sure. Yeah. Big sales month. It's definitely lending me to look into more efficient shipping and fulfillment of orders, so that we can utilize the manpower we have as efficiently as possible without needing extra help here and there. It is nice. I've got people who are able to come in and help temporarily when we do have a sales spike. So that's been great. but being able to fulfill the orders faster and more efficiently is definitely something we're going to be looking at. And probably here in the next 6 months to a year, we're going to be looking at expanding into a larger space, larger warehouse. So that's exciting.
That is exciting. Scary and exciting at the same time.
A little bit, but it's the next step. It's something we
Yeah.
have to make happen.
Absolutely. Well, definitely is exciting. Don't let me use that word as scary. I relate to these things as a business owner when you get a bigger lease at a space and you make these steps that your growth leads you to. It's like, man, you're moving forward, but it's a little trepidatious at the same time. So I get it. It is very exciting. One especially strong result was that CloudFree generated more transactions and improved conversion, even while overall sessions declined slightly, which is kind of wild to think about. What do you think drove that improvement with some sessions being slightly down, but you blowing it out of the water with everything else here?
I would have to point again to a professional looking site that performs well. Trust indicators about our shipping policy, our support policy, our return policy, having those front and center for the customer definitely helps make up minds when it comes to the checkout process, and an overall just smooth checkout process in the site definitely helps get people from point A to point B.
Yeah, that's, like we mentioned, business owners that are at a certain point of their growth, either they're starting out, we're told to go advertise on Google. We're told to go and get more visitors on your site, go get more traffic. All you need is more traffic. Then you can convert. Well,
It's that easy.
you had a record breaking month when you had a 3.7% decline in sessions. So that really is a telltale sign of optimizing traffic and making sure that you have the right audience showing up to your site. And, using what you said previously, it's like you're seeing a direct attribution of what you're investing in the ads and seeing that come back as sales. So that's exciting. And honestly, I hadn't heard that in that level of detail. So to hear, you all having that level of success and just us being able to be a small part of that is really exciting to me because, again, having been on the expensive learning lesson side of that, and then also seeing a business that can really see great results like CloudFree and like yourself, that's really exciting. So, yeah, it's really a joy to be a part of, just to see you all having some growth and being able to level up. I mean, it's the reason why we want to do this, and we want to be a partner to all the customers we work with, because seeing businesses get the excitement and getting that level of confidence and making bigger investments to get a bigger facility and get better shipping options, that's just so rewarding to us. So it's great to be a part of that with you all. So anyhow, on to the next question.
Sure.
Has the team's focus shifted away from simply attracting more traffic to attracting and converting the right traffic? And I know we kind of touched on that a little bit. How would you say you've shifted away from just more traffic is better to like the right kind of traffic? How would you say you've all focused in on that, and how are you doing that?
Sure. So, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to ad targeting. We're not just trying to run an ad campaign ourselves, focused on anyone from 18 to 65 in the whole country. Instead, with the GA tagging, with GA4, we've been able to focus our attention on the markets who might be most interested in what we have to offer.
Got it. And what has a stronger conversion rate meant for the efficiency of CloudFree's overall marketing investment?
I mean, if you're going to pay to bring people to your site, you better make sure that everything on the site is running smoothly, because otherwise you're not using your money very well, right? I mean, at the end of the day, if a customer sees an ad, has your site, and gets caught up in the checkout process or has an unanswered question, that's money going to waste.
Yeah, absolutely. It always blows me away when I meet a new customer. Oftentimes we'll meet somebody who is coming to us because like, hey, our site's slow. And I had a recent client come to us just about a week or two ago and got into their site. It's like massively slow. Getting through checkout is like a pain in the butt. And I look at their revenue is like off the charts. Someone's just like, man, think about what this business would do if they had a lightning fast website and this thing was optimized. So that's exciting to be a part of that. That's what gives us a lot of excitement, just saying, man, like if we get that opportunity with a business that's already doing well, like CloudFree, you guys already have a great product, you have a great audience you serve, and just being able to optimize that wagon, really get the wheels just right, get the track just right. I mean, it's really just getting the ability to work on a race car that can outperform. So that's really exciting. So anyhow,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, all right. So moving on, organic search has also produced commercially valuable traffic for you all. So you're winning on the search side, or rather on the paid search side, but you're also doing well on the organic side. So my question is, how important is organic visibility to CloudFree's long-term growth strategy?
Yeah. Organic search is hugely important, especially for our customer base. A large part of them, including myself, take precautions on our web browsers, right? We've got ad blockers on DNS. We've got ad blockers as extensions. So a lot of our clients may not even see the ads that we run, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being able to get good placement in the organic search side is very important to our customer base.
Oh yeah. And in a day and age where you have, Google's constantly trying to steal more of that top of page, first page with ads, and you have Amazon jumping in and trying to steal up more of that real estate. It's amazing how organic is still an important player. I mean, as it relates to your record month in June, organic was a huge part of that, being 24% current period revenue growth, and you had a 7.3 organic conversion rate, 7.36, almost a 7.4. So that's really good. So, I mean, you guys are doing it good. You guys are doing it well from both sides of the aisle with the paid and the organic. So that's great. What does the strong organic conversion rate tell you about the customers discovering CloudFree through search?
Sure. So the customers found what they're looking for, right? At the end of the day, if they found our site through a search for a specific product, we provided the service and support that they needed to make that purchase.
And do you think that the organic traffic and or rather the customer that's gained through an organic channel, are they more likely to buy a second product or a third product, or is it about the same whether you find them from paid traffic or organic? Yeah, well, I just wonder that because, I think paid is kind of that quick hit. You can get people in really
True.
fast and get them sort of a solution. But sometimes on that organic search, they're more in a research mindset, right? So they might be more likely to sign up for an email newsletter, and they might be more excited to visit the website multiple times. So I think that's something we should probably look into, just because,
Yeah.
typically I think that's how traffic indicates.
Yeah, that would make sense. That'd be something good to find out.
There you go. All right. So CloudFree has historically had several standout products. How important has it been to expand growth across a broader portion of the product catalog?
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, throughout our entire existence, we've had standout products. The CloudFree Smart Plug 1 that we started with, CloudFree Smart Plug 2, had some light switches. The Home Assistant products have been hugely popular. So being able to point customers towards other parts of our inventory, light switches, motion sensors, door sensors, to complete their home setup is really important for us to help drive sales.
Awesome. Okay. And what changes have you seen in the performance of products beyond the original flagship offering?
Yeah, we've been able to make changes in the store to guide customers toward those other products. We've also been able to advertise them more widely in our email list, which has been helpful. Just we'd had customers, email's not something that I necessarily want to take the time to set up and
Mm-hmm.
send out something every week. So it's been helpful to have Mode Effect by our side for that and kind of guide us to be able to market other parts of our inventory. I'd have customers reach out saying, "Hey, I'm signed up for your email list, but I don't get any emails." And it's just
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have the time really to put all
Mm-hmm.
that together. So that's been great.
Awesome. And how does having multiple products contributing to growth affect the way you plan your marketing, your inventory, and your future expansion?
Sure, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we want to be able to offer anything that a customer might need in the home automation space that works well with Home Assistant, which at this point is a lot of products.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to offer a wide selection, because if people come to our store, they know it's meant to work without the cloud, works well with Home Assistant. They know what they're getting. It's kind of curated in that way, and so that drives a lot of fans. Really, people who are really return customers.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to know. So you queued me up perfectly for the email because this is exactly where I'm going right next. So email marketing was another area CloudFree began developing. What role did email play in the customer journey?
Sure. So with our email marketing, we're able to announce new products, announce sales, even products that have been around, but we just added them to the store. So being able
Hmm.
to get the word out really to customers and people who are fans is really, really important. But without having the design skill, mostly is what I'm lacking. It's hard to put together a professional looking campaign.
Sure. And actually sending emails to people who sign up for your list too. That's
Yeah,
important, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing how it's hilarious that like people are like, hey, I signed up for your email list. Can you send me an email? It's like one of the banes of existence for most people, but you're getting people saying, hey, send me an email. That's
I know.
that's
Yeah,
that's a good indication.
absolutely.
So what have the early email results told you about the strength of CloudFree's customer base?
I have to think about that one. Early email results told about the base.
Yeah,
I
about the
know, I
strength
know
of your
our
customer
open
base.
rate is higher than average, I think. Cole and
Okay.
Clark always say.
Two point
So
or sorry, I got a
they're more
29% open rate.
they're more engaged, I
Yep.
guess you could say.
Hmm.
All right, you want to ask it again?
Yeah. So I would let me see if I can ask this a different way. So what have the results of your email told you about your customer base?
Sure. So in running our email campaigns, we've found out that CloudFree customers that are signed up for the list tend to be more engaged on average. Open rates higher, click rate is higher,
Hmm.
and they are really interested in what's going on in the space and what we can offer them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's 29% open rate, 4% average click rate. So that is pretty impressive. And I mean, I know we kind of it's funny to think about that one email you got from somebody who's like, "Hey, I signed up for your email list and you haven't sent me an email." But it represents probably a large part of the people on your list that are engaged with this type of thing and they follow it. I mean, we could put ourselves in that position where we are huge fans of brands and we want to know. It's almost like the Apple effect. It's like, think about how many people get excited. It's probably more back in the day, but like when people would see Steve Jobs come out and announce a new product, there was it's like a cult following. People
Yeah.
got so excited about the brand. So I think in a lesser way, some people have that level of excitement about certain brands. I mean, when they come out with a new thing or they have an answer to what's on the market and what exists, like you're in a unique position as a company to be able to say, hey, like everybody's excited about this home automation product. Here's what we could provide as a cloud-free option that's not stealing your data or putting it in a cloud. And, now people have an answer to that. So they're going to be excited to pick it up. So I think you're really taking advantage of that kind of audience. So that's put you in a unique position. So that's exciting to know.
Yeah. And in the home assistant space, things move quick. I mean, it's an open source project, so things shift fast in how Home Assistant works functionally, whether it's setting up automations, things like that. So being able to stay in the know with new offerings and where the project's headed is important.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you see email evolving as CloudFree continues to grow?
Sure. Definitely hoping to keep utilizing that channel to keep customers informed of new products, what's going on in the home assistant space. And we may even, I know we have in the past done surveys, what would you like to see, right? Knowing what the customer is looking for is, at the end of the day, that's why your business exists, right? Is to serve the customers. So if we get a better idea as far as feedback from them, knowing what they're looking for, what their needs are, we're in a better position to meet them.
Awesome. Yeah, I think email could be an important source of even editorial for you all being in this space and you all being sort of a curator of these products. I think there's probably even a space to curate what things people should buy and creating guides on like what's the package of people getting started, what should you need as far as getting into the cloud free type of home automation setup. But I mean, that's just me being a total outsider and just thinking, but I think you all have so many. I mean, it probably sounds exhausting for me to throw that idea out there. It's like, oh my gosh, like
No,
I have no time
absolutely.
at all.
That's
But I mean, just
something we
think,
need to be going after.
well, yeah, I think you're in a unique position and you're really in I think in a thriving space. I think more and more people are, amazingly, I think there's even a younger audience, like where people are getting turned off to the commercial LLMs and hearing over and over again that AI, you have to use AI. If my kids' generation, they're in their earlier years in college, and I think there's going to be a need to live with technology, but to find a solution that's not going to tether them to having their data being sold and hearing a Burger King ad when they're just trying to hear a rundown of their voicemail or something of the like. So it's a unique space, and I think there's a lot of growth here.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure. Privacy, being conscientious about privacy has
right.
been taken to a new level with AI.
Absolutely. I mean, people are foregoing privacy these days. It's just almost like this trade-off of like, hey, privacy is it's just gone. It's like get ready to have everything out there, which is kind of wild. So anyhow, so moving forward. So what has it been like working with our team? Like I said, me being one of the founders of the company, but having not yet been involved on a day-to-day basis working directly with you and your team. I get the opportunity just to ask like, hey, what's it like? I mean, how have we done as far as setting expectations, our communication, and really being able to be aligned with you and helping you with your success? How would you say that process has gone from top to bottom?
Sure, yeah. So I think at its core is the monthly meeting, or the bi-weekly meeting. Every other week, we get together, talk about how things have been performing, what we should look at doing to better our SEO, our AEO, our ads, look at email marketing, see what direction we want to take things in the next month. And on the other side, whatever we need as far as site issues or specific email campaigns or sales that we might need help in setting up and getting out there. We can mention at the meeting, we can throw in the Slack channel. We're all in a Slack channel that's really great for communication. So it's been helpful for sure to basically have another member of the team in Mode Effect.
Awesome. Yeah, that's like I said, this is exciting for us to always be a part of, just not just being an extra set of hands or even just helping you think. It's really being part of your overall success. And some of the best things we can hear is just seeing somebody be able to go from one point of growth to a higher level. That's really exciting. That's vastly rewarding. So that really gives our team a lot of energy and drives us forward. So how valuable has it been having one partner connecting to your technology side, your development side, analytics, paid media, conversion, and email strategy? Some people tend to hire out all these things and want to manage multiple companies because they kind of want to find an expert at doing all. How do you feel like it's worked for you as a growing business and a business owner to have one partner who does all of these things for you?
Sure. Yeah, it's been good. It's keeps things more cohesive. So, we have one meeting, the teams are there, so they know what's going on in the business because we're talking about it. Even though I might be talking to the marketing team, the dev side is going to hear that, or the email side, to make all those pieces work together without needing separate communications to everybody.
All right. What would you describe ModeEffect as a vendor, an agency, or an extension of the CloudFree team? And I think you've already said this, but I'm going to capture it perfectly here. So how would you describe ModeEffect as a vendor, an agency, or an extension of the CloudFree team, and why?
Sure. I mean, ultimately, they're part of the team, right? So they are our ads person. They are our SEO manager, right? So at the end of the day, they're crucial to our success.
Awesome. Well, I don't fully feel part of your team because I don't yet have one of those polos yet. So at some
We'll
point
have
we're
to
gonna
get
have to
that
get a
fixed.
couple of those. Yeah, we gotta get a couple circulating over here so we can show up and take a picture on Zoom or something. I'm kidding. What it just seemed like a good thing to say. So, all
Yeah,
right. Well, thanks for sharing that. All right. Well, I think we're rounding down here, so thanks for sticking along here. So looking at the partnership as a whole, what has made the biggest impact ModeEffect has had on CloudFree?
I mean, I think a huge impact is going to be the transition we made today to Shopify.
Mm,
Being able to move to a platform where checkout and site stability is a set, it's static, a little more static in that,
mhm.
Shopify has a lot of new and upcoming features in the AI space. But at the end of the day, I can trust that the site is going to work properly, checkout is going to work properly, because as I mentioned before, if that stuff isn't working, you're not using your referral traffic near as well as you can.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I hear, having met you as a WooCommerce expert, starting our conversation there, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what platform you're using as long as there's a good understanding of what your business objectives are and guiding you to the right place. I mean, that's where we want to be. We don't want to be loyal to one platform over another because we like the platform. We're loyal to our customer and what's going to make them more successful. And so being a part of that both on the technology end and on the marketing end and driving you towards the right path for success is really what we exist to do. So that's really kind of what I hear with that and being able to make sort of those recommendations and put you on this new platform for Shopify. So thanks for sharing that. Where do you think CloudFree would be today without the changes made through this partnership?
Well, I definitely not where we're at now. Without the help of ModeEffect, we wouldn't have Google Shopping set up. We wouldn't have ads or emails. We would be on a plateau, I guess, from where we were before. I don't think we'd be seeing near the growth that we have seen.
Okay. And what would you say to another company that needs help with their website, whether it's on WooCommerce or Shopify and considering working with ModeEffect, what would you tell them?
If you have an e-commerce site, you need e-commerce professionals, and you can get that with ModeEffect.
What would you recommend ModeEffect to another growing company like yours? Why or why not?
Yeah, absolutely. ModeEffect has been crucial in the growth of our business and getting all the pieces put together, our ducks in a row. And so you can trust them as experts in that space to get your business to where you want it to go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, appreciate that. I mean, and again, it really takes somebody who's ready to make that step in growth and somebody who's got their business in a good place. I mean, I have to tell you, I've met multiple business owners and have seen where they're at as far as managing their whole business and their technology. And I cannot make them take it more serious than they do. Like, I can't run your business. So it really does take somebody who's in the position like you all are to be able to make that choice and to be able to take advantage of stepping on this train, so to say, to growth. So, I mean, you've put yourself in a position to be able to seek this out, and you all have set yourself on a trajectory to be able to get the results of working with a company like ours. So I think the word partnership really is key because it's not just about, the work we do. I think we're literally just a conduit for what you can do with your business. So that's the exciting part of it. Just seeing you all believe in what you already knew to be true about yourselves. So this is what's most exciting and rewarding. All right. So wrapping it up the slowest way possible. What is the next major milestone you would like CloudFree and ModeEffect to achieve together?
It's a good question. Where to take it? Like a sales goal? I mean, obviously, if we expand into a new space, we have to be able to support the payments for that space. So at the end of the day, having ModeEffect on our side helps us grow revenues to grow the business. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know.
That's okay to, not, it's sometimes it's hard to envision where that next sort of step is. So I think I'm giving you a little bit of homework to think about here because,
Every step that I've come across has been it's been almost hard to believe that it exists, I guess.
sure.
It's like wow, is this really happening?
Yeah.
So it's been great. I have no complaints, but every new year is exciting for sure.
Yeah. That's cool to hear. I mean, and I have to tell you this just like I have to tell myself this. I mean, it's a blessing to work for yourself, to not have to go to a job that you hate and, spend so much of your life in a building or with a group of people that you just really don't get along with or have to get along with. It's very rewarding to be your own boss and to be able to be part of something that you built. So that's a reward in itself, good and bad. But I think the feedback for you and for myself is like we have to continue to envision what that's going to look like. Because I had a whiteboard in my office that I had years ago, and I'd written all these goals thinking they were kind of like far out there goals. Put it in my closet, and I forgot about it.
Hmm.
And maybe 3-4 years go by. I pull that whiteboard out. I'm like, holy cow! I've done all of these things in this span of
Yeah.
time. So I'm not like a big like metaphorical manifest, speak it into existence type of person, but I really do think like if we chart our course before us and set these goals and these objectives, I think they're achievable. So I think I'm saying it to you just as much as I'm saying it to myself because I'm not as good as writing that next whiteboard with all those far out objectives like I need to. So I think it's doable. You guys are doing it and you could take it even further. So I think your market is massive, man. I really do. I think there's a lot of opportunities for you all. So I think it's just, you got to kind of reach out there and take it, but it's easier said than done. So
Yeah.
I say that with kind of throwing it over to you, but it's like I said, it takes a lot of mental fortitude and ability and belief, and just to be able to say, yes, we're going to do this and at this period of time. And so, you know, best of luck to both of us, I guess.
Yeah, I
So
appreciate it. It's definitely
yeah,
a lot of truth to that.
yeah, absolutely. So cool. So one last question here. If you had to summarize the CloudFree and ModeEffect partnership in one sentence, what would you say?
Having ModeEffect by our side is a partner, a professional partner by our side, helping us achieve our goals. I think that's the best way to sum it up.
Well, thanks again, Kenny. I really appreciate it.